Hello, and welcome to the podcast, episode 21, where today we're going to be discussing YouTube Part 2. Welcome to the second Part 2 episode of the podcast. Woohoo! As you can tell, I'm running out of ideas. Anyway, so in the first YouTube episode that I did, which I believe was episode 16, I think? No, that was content creators. It was an episode. I talked about how stupid YouTube is, and one day I'm going to move to Rumble. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about how stupid YouTube is and when I'm going to move to Rumble. First of all, I'd like to say that I probably won't be moving to Rumble because these podcast episodes take up a lot of space on my computer. Let me tell you, like the tech advancements episode, that was the longest episode I ever did. That was 26 minutes long. That took up about, I think, 10 gigabits of storage, and that's just not good. Anyway, recently, the reason I'm doing this episode is recently I felt like YouTube is kind of dying. And I say recently when it really wasn't even that recent ago. The thing is that when TikTok became really famous, a lot of other social media companies such as Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube started coming up with these absolutely brain-diminishing 20-second long forms of videos, and they became really popular, and that's why those social media platforms stayed relevant even in the face of adversity, known as TikTok. Had all of those social media companies not made their short form of videos and their own little sections, we probably wouldn't have those social medias, or at least they wouldn't be as popular as they still are. Now, YouTube definitely did not get the short end of the stick on this deal. In fact, if anything, it's probably their best decision financially that they've ever made. Because you got to remember, all of these ads that they're suddenly getting is a major profit for YouTube. Not only that, but it's the views as well. In fact, I've got a list here of the most viewed YouTube Shorts as of August 2024. It's September, but bear with me. It's by Fruits and Nature, Beautiful Nature Life FN60 Spacer, Mountain Tribal Kid Knows How to Make an Amazing Breakfast, hashtag Shorts, hashtag FY. What is FY? I don't want to know. But that got 1,782,376,552 views, and that is of August 2024. And mind you, I'm still looking at this list here. It's a top 10 list, and even the least viewed YouTube short still has over 1 billion views. This is genuinely one of the best ideas YouTube has ever had for itself. Now, when I first heard about this, I realized, seems like YouTube's not really in that good of a spot if they're doing this. If they have to come up with a new form of making videos for the people to use and effectively not exactly boycott, but almost completely forget about the form that they pretty much invented, how long is this going to last? Of course, you have to remember, next year YouTube will have had its 20th birthday. So the thing is that you kind of got to think, what is it going to last 20 more years? Is YouTube going to be 40 one day and still exist? And real quick, I'd just like to say, can you think of how weird it would be to see the YouTube videos, say, 40 years ago? That'd be really weird. But anyway, now, another aspect of YouTube, me thinking YouTube doesn't really have that much longer left in them unless they come up with some drastic thing that will make them rise out of the grave, is a few months ago, their CEO died. How do you say her name? Susan Wojcicki, I think. Apologies if I'm saying that wrong, but I was never good at saying names. But yes, a few months ago, she died from a heart attack or cancer or something or another. And the unfortunate thing is that a lot of people were really grateful about that. Now, I get she was not the best CEO that YouTube has ever had. In fact, she did a lot of things that we probably would be grateful if she hadn't, like removing the dislike button. Mind you, if you have Brave or Chrome, you can get an extension that makes those come back. I highly recommend getting it. Why? Because I don't know. But the thing is that, yes, she may have kind of turned YouTube into a claptrap, but she passed away. You know, I'm sure she was a very decent person in her normal life. How do you think she climbed the corporate ladder and became the CEO of YouTube in the first place? Not necessarily by being a decent person, obviously, but it takes hard work, unless YouTube just doesn't care. Now, Susan's successor is Neil Mohan. And I believe, unless I am mistaken, he invented YouTube Shorts, and he is the current CEO, I believe. Yes, he is. Now, in the last episode, I did briefly mention the removal of dislikes and why it was stupid, and why, if you are sensitive to getting dislikes, I'm sorry, but you just don't have the power to be on YouTube. Not necessarily the power, but the ability to be on YouTube. There will always be haters, especially on the internet. Now, I've just pulled up an article from makeuseof.com. Thank you. Let's see. In January 2022, YouTube CEO Susan something or another published a letter on the YouTube blog to address the company's plans for 2022. Within it, she acknowledged that removing dislikes was controversial. Susan stated that judging a video on its dislikes was never an accurate way to decide what to watch, which is why YouTube never showed them on the homepage, search results, or up next screens. I thought, okay, I'm pretty sure that, sure, while the dislike button does change your recommended page, I think it does help to know how many people have also disliked it. For instance, it can prove other people are sane or insane. I know that's a very strange way of putting it, but let me explain. Say a very popular content creator has just made a very stupid video and you hate it. It just makes your blood boil. So you go to dislike it, and then it says like 1.7 million dislikes. And then you say, oh, good, other people also think this is stupid as well. Basically, what I'm saying is, if you remove the dislike button, you may as well remove the like button as well. Now, before I started this episode, and probably because I haven't finished it, there'll be some cuts, obviously, and I'll probably watch it in between there as well. I slightly watched an interview from the YouTube channel Ludwig, an interview from Ludwig, and he interviewed Susan. And I just want to say, this completely and utterly backs up my previous point about her probably being a completely reasonable person, because, and while this could be a complete act, she, in this interview, seems like a perfectly reasonable person, even though she may have not made reasonable choices back then. Again, in the interview, she admitted that, hey, sometimes we get it wrong. We're only human. And that is the kind of truthfulness that I really appreciate from a company. Well, that may not be from the company. It is from pretty much the head of the company. Not pretty much the head of the company, the head of the company. That's the kind of truthfulness that makes me say this definitely was a good CEO. Again, she may have not made good choices for the site, but she made the company a lot of money when she was in management. She, sorry, I'm getting a call. 1 second. All right, back again. Wait, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, for my research, Susan was a good one. She was really a good CEO. While she may have removed the dislike, that was a pretty stupid decision actually. But she, in these interviews that I've been watching, she actually kind of seems like a person that I would want to talk to and be neighbors with, because again, she seems like a perfectly reasonable person. Ooh, another that's a good point. MakeUseof.com. Very good point. In this section right here, was YouTube right to remove dislikes? For example, a visible dislike count helped combat against dodgy tutorials or clickbait. Very good point. Better than the point that I made. And I know words. I know the best words. But obviously you know better words. Now, to the point. Why the biggest reason of why I think there are two reasons why I think YouTube is dying right now. A few months ago, maybe about a year ago, I don't know really which, they implemented video games into their site for some reason. So if you're done watching, hold on, let me go to my recommended here and give an example. If you're done watching why John Cena starts every day with Bring a Trailer from bringatrailer.com, if you're done watching that video, you can play some games. And isn't that just dandy? Now, I don't have any examples of this because YouTube has this handy-dandy feature that allows you to remove certain branches from their from their site. But it was really like stupid stuff. Like it was the kind of games that got really popularized during the 2017 era when iOS had just had that major update. I don't really feel like going that much into detail about it because I feel stupid talking about it. But it was the kind of thing that made me think, where's YouTube going with this? What's their end goal here? Because, a few years ago, you would watch, something normal. Or, YouTube was normal. That's the best way that I can actually put it. YouTube was normal. They didn't have all these distractions apart from the ads, and that's a point that I'm getting to here in a little bit. Back when YouTube was popular, or I say that, back when in, say, 2015, you had two branches of YouTube. You had two excessively popular branches of YouTube. All of that other stuff no one really cared about, but you had two main branches of YouTube. You had YouTube and you had YouTube Music, and that's all you needed in life. Playables. Oh, sorry for the random distraction. Here it is. Playables. This is what I was talking about earlier. They announced video games into their stupid platform. Yeah, you've got Bubble Pop Star, State.io, Cut the Rope, Pocket Champions, Adorable Home, Stealth Master, Bottle... Why? But, hold on, let's see here. YouTube Playable. Wait, hold on. Playables. I cannot type. Let's see. Ah, yes, YouTube blog. Playables are now on YouTube. Let's see what the source has to say about them. Noticed anything different on YouTube lately? Yeah, kinda. All right. Over the past few months, a limited number of users... Really? Me? Oh, let's see what this was. Oh, May 28th, 2024. So, yeah, it was a few months ago. All right, hold on. I just realized it. I just thought of something. Is any of this article worth reading? You can also save your game progress and track all your best time scores. At this point, I'm at a loss for words. This is ridiculous. I mean, what YouTube is doing here is, it's like they think they could have. Jeez, I can't even think of what to say. what they're worried about, I think, is, they look at all the popularity of, video games, and they say, "Oh no, well we need to expand and we need to make games of our own." You have gone through the same you have grown up with pretty much all of the popular video games, and yet you still are the number one video sharing platform. You know why? Because you are a completely different entertainment division. What you're attempting to do is look at, oh, I don't know. It's almost like you're looking at, say, Rockstar Games, right? You're looking up at them and going, "I'll have that," and then you're attempting to take it from them, but they're ultimately stronger and they're just pushing you back on the ground. Your plan doesn't work, and it will never work. All right, let's do a bit of positivity here. One of the best things that YouTube ever did was movies and TV. I'll admit that was a very good decision, because you can watch like some of the best movies with just like ads. It's like having well, I don't know. It's like having Amazon for free sometimes. But basically, what I'm saying is, YouTube doesn't cost any money apart from your internet bill, but you can watch The Fifth Element. Like I'm looking at it right now, you can watch The Fifth Element free with ads. The Fifth Element's PG-13, really? I didn't even know that was possible. But you could also watch. These are all corny. You could watch yeah. You can watch Hell's Kitchen free with ads. I've always loved that guy. Gordon Dodge Ram. I'll admit, movies and TV was probably one of the best things that YouTube ever came out with. I mean, like 2 months ago, I was able to watch all of what's it called? Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? With 3 ads every, say, 45 minutes. It was just fantastical. Now, time to cover the final thing of why I think YouTube is dying. A little over a year ago, they started really enforcing against ad blockers. Now, I just want to say, if you want to have an ad blocker that YouTube literally cannot argue against, DuckDuckGo, enable the Duck Player, I think it's called, and then there you go. There is your YouTube without ads, and they cannot do anything about it unless they sue DuckDuckGo, but I really doubt they're going to do that, mainly because I'm pretty sure DuckDuckGo is owned by Google. I just realized something. Wait, that's really weird. Wait, hold on. Wait, no, DuckDuckGo was bought by Google. But Google owns YouTube. What? I just discovered the paradox of some kind. Basically, what I'm getting at is DuckDuckGo is owned by Google, and DuckDuckGo has an ad blocker, but Google also owns YouTube, and YouTube is strongly against ad blockers. What are you doing, Google? You're kicking yourself in the back. Anyway, back on subject. About a year ago, they started heavily enforcing ad blockers, or not enforcing them, but enforcing against them. Basically, a pop-up would appear and said, "Hey, looks like you're using an ad blocker. Please remove it." Now, as of, I think it may have even been today, but sometime this week, someone reported they were using an ad blocker. I don't know what kind, but they were using an ad blocker. They paused their video, and a ad popped up. Not a video ad, a completely just standstill ad. Their video shrunk, and an ad appeared. It was a Dunkin' Donuts ad. And then there was another case of someone ending their video, and it said, "Hey, you're using an ad blocker. Stop. Stop using an ad blocker, or we will prevent you from watching anything." That's effectively what it said. Pretty much what it said is, "Hey, you're using an ad blocker. Just buy YouTube Premium, man." It's only 4 times more the money. Now, something you got to remember, not a majority of people use ad blockers, actually. So what YouTube is effectively saying is they would rather you watch ads that they don't really care about. What I'm saying is a lot of these ads are actually more insane than the videos that they allow. Why, I do not know. But what they're saying is they would rather let you watch that than lose a smidge of what they make. And then, we come to the obvious. YouTube is a money-hungry company. That's pretty much what they always have been. That's why the ads exist. That's why YouTube Shorts exist. That's why YouTube Playables exist. That's why YouTube Music exists. That is why, I know I was very positive about this earlier, but that is why YouTube Music or Movies and TV exists. It is to make as much money as possible and then leave. Now, in the final few moments of this episode, I would like to say, in the previous episode, I said YouTube is not a job. Now I realize that it actually kind of can be. What defines a job? Well, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, it is a specific duty, role, or function, or something that has to be done, or a undertaking requiring unusual exertion. Anyway, even better definition. A regular remunerative position, whatever remunerative means. But think about it. Certain age, subscriber count, and viewer count, you can get paid on YouTube. In order to get paid on YouTube, you have to make videos, and your viewer base, the people that pretty much fund your payment on YouTube, they rely on you to make videos at a certain pace. Otherwise, well, you're not going to get that payment, Buster. Now, if you are wondering how much money you get and when on YouTube, I believe it is 3 cents per ad view. And while that doesn't seem like a lot, if we just do a simple math thing that I definitely know how to do and am definitely not Googling right now, we do 0.03 times 1,000, which is 1,000 views, is $30. Now, if $30 isn't a lot of money, I'll say that. But the thing is that if you are in a good enough position to get paid on YouTube, chances are you actually have a lot more views than that. So let's say you get 1 million views per video. And then all of a sudden that ramps up to $30,000. That's a lot of money. And now let's say, I don't know, let me check something. What is the most viewed video on YouTube? I'm probably going to be very disappointed, but let's do it anyway. What is the most viewed video on YouTube? Let's see here. Oh, geez. That's a surprise. I remember when that was actually popular and people sang that in school. If you're wondering, it's Baby Shark, which is a demented song that some kids channel came up with. But let's see how many views that got. It got... Why can't you just get a straight answer on the... Oh, okay. So that got 15 billion views. That is a lot. So let's do the math again. 0.03 times 15 billion. That corporation... Did I type that? Yeah, I typed that incorrectly. Wow. So if you're wondering, they got $45 million from that video. While that is a corporation and probably a drop in the bucket, that is a lot. Now I kind of want to go back in time and create that video again, because it's $45 million. That would help me out, man. If you could just give me $45 million, that'd be great, Mr. YouTube. Just to make sure I'm not going crazy and I actually did type that out incorrectly. That seems like a lot of money, man. Okay, so a billion would be 1 to the 9th power. And let's see, billion 9th, or what am I doing? billion scientific notation. Okay. Here we go. 1 billion. 1 times 10 to the ninth power. Yeah, no, I was right. Wow. That's a lot of money. If I did that incorrectly, please let me know, because that's one of the few things that I actually believe, because that's a lot of money. I just thought of something funny. What if YouTube, after like 1 billion views, was like, okay, this is getting kind of insane. We're not giving you money anymore. And I think after 25 and a half minutes, that's pretty much all I have to say. It's actually the second longest episode I've ever done. Wow, good for me. Patted myself on the back later for that one. So, with that, I think that is all I have to say. Have a good day, and reconsider your ad blocker.